Man, yeah again. Haha. Hi guys, so welcome to today's episode of the. Hey, I almost said street food, though, Charlie. We've been doing a lot of street food on this channel. Anyway, so should we brand this series? I mean, we are traveling, we are discovering Africa and its people and culture and their way of life. So, anyway, today we are going to be plastering wall. Yesterday we did the plastering of the floor, and there's something interesting about this plastering. They use a special paste, and Mashoud will be taking us through everything that happens here. So Mashoud, come on.
Yep.
Introduce yourself. There are new subscribers on this channel.
Hello, my name is Mashoud. I'm the CEO for Northern Heritage Travel and Tour.
Northern Heritage Travel and Tour. They made this whole trip possible. If you are thinking of coming to the north to come and experience or create content, please contact him. He will make your experience wonderful. Anyway, so what are we going to be doing today?
So today we are going to be experiencing what do you call it, first-hand ancient days of plastering a wall. When masonries, the use of trowel and shovels and other stuffs were not there. How our forefathers and our grandmothers used to plaster our houses.
So we are going to plaster wall with them
exactly.
today.
We're going to plaster wall.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So guys, are you excited? If you're excited, can I get a yeah? Let's go. Oh. Wait. Mommy, give that yeah. Even mommy is excited. Why are you not excited? So Mashoud, what do I need to do to be part of it?
Okay, so all you need to do is get yourself ready.
I should be ready.
Yes, be ready. If you want to get your hands muddy, this is the time for it.
Oh,
and what we are seeing is a mixture of mud.
Mud, okay.
Yes, mud.
Okay.
With kettle droppings.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the droppings of a cow.
Okay.
Mixed together to plaster this wall.
So why did they mix it with the cow dung?
Okay, so you know what do you call it? The animals, goat, sheep.
Yeah.
They like coming closer to the wall to scratch.
Okay.
Okay. And it's interesting to know that when they hear the smell of their feces, they don't want to get closer to it. When they hear the smell of the droppings of an animal, they don't want to get, just like a human being not wanting to get closer to your own droppings.
Oh.
So the idea behind this is to mix the droppings of animals with that of the mud and plaster the wall. So immediately the animals get closer to the wall. Once they smell the what do you call it, the droppings, they move aside and they do not scratch themselves against the wall. Because when they do that, it doesn't last long.
Okay.
It spoils quickly.
Oh.
So to deter them from spoiling the wall, they have to do that. Use that mixture.
Guys, you are learning a lot on this channel. You are learning a lot too. Everything in life has a reason. There's a purpose behind everything, and it's very interesting to know that they have all these psychology. But I'm wondering how they came about this ideology before even adding the cow dung to the clay or the mud to go about it. It's interesting.
Okay, so if you look at this particular wall, you realize that it's dark.
Yes.
The other one, yes. It's dark because they've mixed charcoal, coal tar to it.
Okay.
Yes. So in the north here, when cement wasn't available, our forefathers, after realizing that there was a way of using trowel to plaster, adapted coal tar. So they will mix the mud and heat coal tar and pour onto the mud, mix them together, and it becomes starchy, looks solid like the cement in it.
Okay.
And when you use it to plaster a wall, it looks very smooth and fine.
Wow.
But before the introduction of the trowel, they were using their hands to plaster. As we saw yesterday, the responsibility of the men was to build the house.
Okay.
Then the ladies will now do the plastering, the flooring, and etc. So the ladies' way of plastering the walls and ensuring that it was a bit smooth was to use the palm.
Okay.
You see, if you check here, if you are not careful, you might think that it's a trowel they've used to smoothen it, but that's at the inside of a palm. Okay. You get the point.
Okay.
So they will mix the mud with ordinary water. Okay. Then they have something they call salaga.
Salaga.
Yes, it's like okra, very slippery.
Okay.
Yes. So they will pound. It's a tree. They'll go and pluck the fruit, pound it, to add water to it, and pound it, so that they will get that
salaga.
Yes. They will get that salaga, which is the slippery content that they need.
Yeah.
Then they will mix it to the mud.
Okay.
And then now use that to plaster. But so when they began using that process, it was good. But we realized that it didn't last long because the animals always came to scratch their bodies against the wall, and so it spoiled quickly and then it deteriorated.
Okay.
So one time, one of the ladies decided to add the droppings of an animal to see what would happen. So they did that, And
Hey, so wait, so the lady who did it, do you guys know her name? I mean,
well, it's like some centuries back. That's a very long period, like more than 60 years or 70 years, I'm told.
Wow. Wow.
You know,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So when she tried that procedure, she realized that that particular room, none of the animals went closer to it.
Oh.
But the rest of the rooms that were not plastered with that, animals were always going there and scratching their body.
We had science with us before the people who said they brought science to this world thought about it.
Exactly.
But we always had science with us. Somebody constructed their own hypothesis in their own small way. After a period of experiment, they realized that, okay, this is the solution, so let's implement it. And then it became a style, and now they are doing it anyway. Okay.
Okay, so she said something very interesting. What she's saying is that there's so much, a lot of benefits in actually plastering this way. According to her, ever since they put up the structures, it's been 7 years now. And that was the same plastering procedure they used. And 7 years till date, you know, they've not touched it, they've not done anything to it. And it's still standing there. So what she says is that the reason why they are putting up all these mixtures and also adding the animals dropping is that apart from scaring the animals away, when it also rains, the rain doesn't peel off the dirt. It doesn't peel off the mud because they've added what I said was like, you know, the slippery content into it. So the slippery content together with the mud and the animals dropping makes it slip, makes the water slip off and fall rather than peeling off you know, the mud from the structure. So this makes it last long and they are able to live comfortable with it.
So that is why she's using the cow dung right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
So first they are done with the plastering, with the mud, and now they are using the cow dung to now add to add on. Yes.
So how long does the process like this take?
It takes like, what do you call it? Okay, so they started this process as early as maybe 5:30.
Okay.
Because you need to make sure that first of all you go gather your mud.
Okay.
Because it's not easy. They have to dig.
Okay.
You have to dig to gather the mud. After that, you fetch it to your mixing point.
Right.
Then you have to gather, go around and gather the droppings of the animals.
Okay.
Okay. And that one too, you will have to soak it in water. Make sure that it's soaked very well. You mash it like kinky to become solid.
Okay.
Okay. When you are now done with that, they will then have to go and fetch water. You understand that? So they have a pot that they will fetching water into it to make sure that all the needed ingredients are ready for them to begin the process. Nice. So they wake up as early as 5:30, and by 6:30, everything is set for them to begin the process.
Oh,
yes.
I see, I see. So a house like this, how long do you think it will last for?
This can take like more than 5 years. When they plaster it this way, it can take more than 5 years.
Oh.
Yes.
But one thing I like about houses like this is the fact that it's cold inside, and I mean, Mashu, tell us about this.
Yeah, so like you said, houses like this are very cold. And what we have here, what do you call it, the local thatch, which are used for plastering. So before the introduction of the zinc, this was what
which are used for roofing.
Which are used for roofing.
Okay.
So before the introduction of the zinc, this was what our forefathers used to roof their homes. And you can see that if you go inside this particular structure, it is cold like an air conditioned room because there's no any direct when the sun shines, there's no any reflection, no any like source of absorption of the heat.
Right.
You understand? Because these are grasses.
Right.
So inside is very, very cold.
Right.
And people around this area who do not have air conditions but also live in what do you call it, rooms that have zincs, will prefer at this time to always go accommodate themselves in rooms like this.
Okay.
During the daytime, because during the daytime the sun is very scorching in the northern region.
Right.
So they prefer to go accommodate themselves in structures like this during the daytime, and then at night when the zinc rooms are now cold, then they go in there to sleep.
But so why is it that, because
and this are weaved here.
Everything is done here.
Yes, everything is done here. And then also once you all the grasses are in the bush, in the farms, you go harvest them, come home, and then you weave them into what do you call it?
Detached like this.
Detached like this.
Okay.
So everything is done home.
So if
Manual.
this is this convenient,
yes.
why are there some people who are now using the zinc?
Okay, so you know, the increase of population is actually affecting a lot of stuff.
Right.
Those days we could just go behind your house. You could just see these grasses standing, and you could go cut it.
Right.
But these days, increase in population has led to so much expansion of farmlands.
Right.
Okay. You know, when you go to what do you call it? Farm, let's say a 20 acres of land.
Right.
You have to do a lot of clearing of trees. You have to do a lot of clearing of grasses, etc. in order to get that space that you need to cultivate your crops.
Right.
And so as we continue expanding our farms, clearing the lands, it now becomes difficult for them to access these particular grasses, because this it's not just every grass. This is a specific particular grass that is used for this.
Right.
So now getting these grasses, they will have to walk miles away. You understand the point? You have to walk miles away in order to be able to get them. So people are now adapting to buying zinc.
Because honestly, the zinc feels hot when you're
Very
inside.
hot.
When
Very
you're
hot,
inside,
especially in this part of the north.
And I know that the sun intensity is very high.
Yes.
So for them to be in a house like in a region like this and then using the zinc, I feel like this is actually the solution.
Yes.
Forefathers thought about it, but from what you are saying to, I think it makes sense, because it's not now accessible.
Yes.
But guys, in case you think there's a solution to maintaining this way of life using the local grasses to grow and to construct their own architecture here, leave it in the comment section below, because this is interesting. I've been wondering why is it that we don't have it all across the northern region and even some part of the south, or even everywhere in the south, but because Ghana is hot, we always complain of the heat, and this is the solution to the heat.
Yes.
But scarcity is also a problem. So how do we solve the problem? Leave it in the comment section below. Let us start the conversation, and then
modernization is actually fading off the culture and tradition of our people. This is what they grew up to meet. This was what their mothers taught them, the local and traditional way of plastering a home. But recently, the invention of masonry and then also cement and river sands have made people began moving away from this method of plastering and are now adapting the modern way of plastering homes. So those of them that are still not able to afford cement and then also the river sand and also the money to pay for masons to come and plaster their homes, they are still into the olden way of doing things, and that is what we see them do here. So what she's simply saying is that even though the modernization is good, but somehow it is taking away the tradition, and she's afraid that her children will grow someday not to experience this and not to know that some days this was what used to happen.
But it has been amazing doing this episode. Today I have another video I'm going to be doing, and so this involved a lot, and I don't want to get myself dirty because I have another video ready for you guys that I'm going to do. So I already came with one outfit from the hotel, and that's why I'm not doing it today. Pardon me, you know how we always do it. We are always part of the action. But thank you for watching to the end. It has been amazing, and I love you. And Charlie, it's a bye. Thank you.